the Coaches versus Cancer Classic. Boomer Sooner, everybody. 2-0 start for the regular season over wins over North Texas and Idaho State to kick off the Coaches versus Cancer Classic. Now it's the main core of the Coaches versus Cancer Classic from Brooklyn, New York, baby. Home of the New Jersey. Sorry, the Brooklyn Nets. Jay-Z and all the top people there are going to be there to see the Sooners. Seton Hall, Virginia Tech, and Michigan State. The first sure matchup will be Friday night on True TV, as the Sooner Schooners ride on against the Seton Hall. Seton Hall last year was 15-18 for the season of 2012. They lost in the second round of the Big East tournament, and they would not go to the main tournament, being so. Kevin Willard is their coach. He's in his fourth year with Seton Hall with a career of 69-67. And this is his first job for big-time college basketball. The leaders, returning leaders for this team, Farquay Edwin. He averaged last year 16.46 points per ball game, 1.91 assists per ball game, and 5.39 rebounds per ball game. And Gene Tague, Tague, T-A-G-U-E, 11.18 points per ball game, 1.52 assists per ball game, and 7.5 rebounds per ball game for Seton. As for Oklahoma, of course, the Sooners, 2012, 20-12, lost in the first round of the tournament to San Diego State. Their head coach is Lon Kruger. He's got a lot of wins, 114 to 331, averaging out to 6.08. Entering his third year at the university. He, unlike the Seton Hall coach Willard, not his first time around, baby. He's been to Texas Pan American, Florida, Illinois, UNLV, Oklahoma, and his home, Kansas State. And has had 2 stints in the NBA with the Atlanta Hawks and the New York Knicks. Returning leaders for the Sooner Boomers, a good guy, one of my favorites that I see at all the basketball games, Buddy Hield. Last year in points per ball game, he averaged 7.82 points per ball game. Assists was up to about 1.85, and rebounds was up to 4.19 per ball game last year. On the other, helping him out in the scoreboard-wise, Cam Clark, another returning senior, that scores 6.47 points per ball game, 0.45 assists per ball game, and 3.19 rebounds per ball game. He averaged this coming off of the bench. After that matchup, for sure matchup, Oklahoma will either match up with Virginia Tech or number 1 Michigan State. the Virginia Tech game first. The Virginia Tech, they are the Hokies. Last year in 2012, they finished 13-19, including a North Carolina State loss in the NCAA first-round tournament, 60-63 in North Carolina. Tony Johnson, is in his second year at Vatech. So 13-19 last year, 4.06, and Vatech was his first coaching job of his career. His returning players include Kadarick Rains, averaging 6.59 points per ball game, 0.5 assists per ball game, and 6.38 rebounds per ball game. Another guy helping him out is CJ Barksdale, 5.66 points per ball game, 0.61 assists per ball game, and 4.71 rebounds per ball game for the Hokies. Oklahoma Sooners, of course, of 2012, 20-12 last year, lost to San Diego State in the first round of the tournament. Lon Kruger is in his third year at the university. He has also coached at Texas Pan American, Florida, Illinois, UNLV, Oklahoma, and he is an alum and coached for Kansas State. He's also had 2 stints in the NBA with the Atlanta Hawks and the New York Knicks. Of all those college games, he's won 514 and lost 331 of them coming into this season, averaging him out to about 608 a season. Average winning percentage. Leading returners for Oklahoma, Buddy Hield, 7.82 points per ball game, 1.85 assists per ball game, and 4.19 rebounds per ball game. Cameron Clark helped him coming off of the bench. Last year, he's the next man to average more. He's the next average points member, as I said, off the bench. So these are going to go up now that he's not off the bench and he's actually playing. But 6.47 points per ball game, 0.45 assists per ball game, and 3.19 rebounds per ball game for the Sooner Boomers. And what if in the CVS, or the CVC, Coaches vs. Cancer, they meet up with Michigan State, the #1 team in all of college b-ball? Well, last year in 2013, the Spartans finished 27-9. They lost to the Dukies of Duke, the Blue Devils, in the Sweet 16 last year. Tom Izzo is in his 18th year at MSU with a 439 and 171 average going into the year, averaging him out to about 7.12 winning percentage, and this was his first coaching job 18 years ago, and he hasn't left yet for the #1 Spartans. As for the Sooners of 2012, of course, 20-12 last year, they lost in the NCAA's second-round matchup to San Diego State. Their head coach is Lon Kruger in his third year with the Sooner Boomers. Overall, Lon Kruger has a 608 winning percentage with 514 wins to 331 losses, while at Texas Pan American, Kansas State, Florida, Illinois, and of course now, Oklahoma. He's also coached in the NBA. He coached for the Hawks and for the New York Knicks. The Oklahoma returning players, as far as points are concerned, Buddy Hield and Cameron Clark. Buddy Hield averaged 7.82 points per ball game last year, along with 1.85 assists per ball game and 4.19 rebounds per ball game for the Sooners as a starter. Cameron Clark, though, he came off the bench but didn't have too bad of a year. 6.47 points per ball game, 0.45 assists per ball game, and 3.19 rebounds per ball game coming off the bench. Of course, some things you need to know. These are not home games. These games will be played, as we said, in Brooklyn, the home of the Nets. Jay-Z is Jason Kidd. Those guys. So, until next time, thanks for watching, and as always, Boomer Sooner, everybody. Let's take down the Spartans.